Going over there for the first time. And there's Ben Henry on the brakes.
Oh, nice move. Up the inside goes Ben Henry aboard the Australian Outdoor Living Cube Racing Team entry. It's, of course, the Kawasaki ZX.
Oh, well, he's just come to a premature end in this race. All that work for nothing because now he's out in the boondocks.
Well, bad luck for Ben Henry.
Yeah, he just got carried away there. He made the pass, and then, of course, he ran a little bit wide onto the straight, and he didn't want anybody to get past him into turn one. Left his braking a little bit late. You can't do that here at Barbagallo. Here you go, once again. Back end comes around. He can't commit. He's out of control right at that point there. If he lays it over, he's going to lose the front. No option but to stand it up and out towards the fence. So, race over for this man.
So, under the circumstance, he did the right thing in your view?
Well, it was that or crash, basically.
Here's a change as well. McFadden up on the inside of Cameron Stronach. So the rider of 99 now secures third on the racetrack. The BMW up into the top three. Mike Jones, the leader, Falzon second, and now Anthony McFadden, the West Australian, in third.
Yeah, it's good to see him up there, and Stronach looking for a way past. He's trying every move that he can. Kawasaki versus BMW there, a sandwich of BMWs, of course. And there's Ben Henry in the background. He has got back on again.
Yeah, Stronach also from Western Australia, and got the feeling this battle will go right down to the wire.
Into the infamous bowl section of this circuit they go. A long right-hand corner there. Get on the gas nice and early. Stand the bike up on the way out. Click up through the gears, over the crest, 250, 260 k's an hour into a very hard braking at the bottom of the hill. You can actually brake harder than you think into this right-hand corner, but you have to be careful on the inside right there. The curb is massive, one of the biggest in Australia, and you can't hit that with the fairing of the bike, otherwise you're going to go down.
So Hampton, the New Zealander, runs in 5th position.
Yeah, I think that's a good result for Hampton for his first time at this circuit. He's really impressing me as a rider. It's good to see him come over here across the waters and compete in our Australian Superbike Championship with the next gen team.
So McFadden in third is under siege as these pictures adequately demonstrate. Stronach on 57. That is, of course, Cameron lies in 4th position, and there's a lot more racing in that battle. Mike Jones, meanwhile, across the start-finish line. Falzon in second, 25, nothing has changed.
Yeah, keep an eye in front, though. There's a lot of traffic in front of Mike Jones. He doesn't want to get tangled up in that, and he can't afford to slow down too much because Falzon, we're on board with him now, is right there. Around the outside goes Mike Jones, you can see. Now it's up to Falzon to catch up to the lap rider.
Yeah, Falzon's a little more than a second adrift of the race leader, Mike Jones. Some season Mike Jones is enjoying in the Yamaha Motor Finance Australian Superbike Championship for 2015. Not far to go now, and the Kawasaki will chalk up another victory for the season. Back onto pit straight. You're riding with Falzon in second, but here is Mike Jones on 46. And the checkered flag flies at Barbagallo Raceway. Race 1 of the Superbike class. And Jones wins by 1.502 seconds.
Yeah, it was good to see also the Mayor of Wanneroo waving the flag there, Tracy Roberts. So good to see the locals out and about and supported by government.
Couldn't agree more as you look at the top 10 on screen. Gee, it was a wonderful battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th.
Yeah, it was, it went down to the wire. Fantastic racing throughout. Falzon has really, closed the gap to the man in front.
So Mike Jones on the all-conquering Kawasaki gets the job done again. Here's Bryony.
Mike, adding another win to your resume. Well done. Didn't have it all your own way, though, at the race start.
Yeah, no, it's very great to get the race win for the Australian Outdoor Living Cube Racing team, and they put in a lot of hard work this weekend to get us up the front there, being our first time here at Barbagallo Raceway. But of course, in the race, it was very tough. You know, Daniel got the whole shot there, and I followed in there for a few laps, and I was kind of expecting that might have been the way it'd go. I know from qualifying that it had a lot of grip, so I knew that in the race, if they were going to use the tyre, they would have a lot of grip initially. But the Pirelli tyres are just exceptional, and we were able to hold on right till the end of the race and get the win.
On Fox Sports, you're watching the Yamaha Motor Finance Australian Superbike Championship. Back in a moment.
On Fox Sports, this is the Yamaha Motor Finance Australian Superbike Championship. Our coverage presented by Yamaha Motor Finance, Yamaha Motor Insurance, Motul and Pirelli.
Great to have your company on Fox Sports. Welcome back to Barbagallo Raceway. Super Sport Race 1 coming up shortly.
In motorsport, safety is always at a premium, and none more so than in motorcycle racing. And Steve, talk us through some of the critical safety components in motorcycle racing.
There's a lot of components that help a rider survive out on the track there, but probably the two major things are this thing here, which is your helmet, of course. They've come a long way over the last 50 years as well. I mean, back in the old days, it used to be just like pretty much putting an eggshell on your head, but nowadays, a lot more development's gone into it. There's a lot of safety procedures that these helmets have to go through, and they're made of some really trick materials now. The outside layer is carbon fibre, Kevlar and fiberglass all mixed together, and it's not just one mix all the way over. They have different areas of different strengths. On top of that, comfort has been built into the helmet, of course, with the internal liner. The liners have made it a lot more comfortable and to fit the shape of the head. And there's also a lot more ventilation nowadays to keep the rider cool. I mean, keeping the rider cool also helps the rider, with his concentration out on the track, and concentration is paramount. The thing that does the most protection, though, is the polystyrene part inside the helmet, the crush zone. That is the part that really protects your head. The thing to remember the most, though, is when you do have a crash in one of these things and dent it, you need to buy a new one. Get rid of that one and get another one, because they only work once.
We only want them to work once, ideally. Obviously, rider's leather is a key safety component. Talk us through it.
Another thing, they've been around for a long, long time. Many years ago, 50 years ago, they used to be two-piece, and then we developed the one-piece leather because the two pieces kept on coming off and all that sort of stuff. Luckily for us Australians, though, they discovered that kangaroo leather, believe it or not, is actually lighter and stronger than a cow. So a lot of these racing-derived leathers now are made with our, Australian kangaroo leather, which is all around the world. So that is very good. Apart from that, though, other things that are important about this and things that people, the viewers, might wonder about why we have them. This hump on the back, I've heard a lot of people say it's for protection or what's it for. It's actually was first put on there for aerodynamics, believe it or not. Not in these leathers, because this is a road set of Berwick leathers, but in a lot of other leathers and race leathers, you can fit things in there like air conditioner units, you can fit a drink container in there. They do all sorts of things in there, so it's a handy little thing. Protection-wise, they have a lot of things that help with the protection, like internal, it looks leather on the outside, but inside there's also CE, which is like a foam, like a hard foam protector that moulds to your shoulders. They've got hard foam protectors here, in the hips as well, which is a place which gains, injury. The other thing, I guess, with leathers is that, you get your knee on the ground. So they've fitted these replaceable knee scrapers. They came around probably in the mid-'80s when guys started scraping their knees on the ground. So that's probably the other aspect.
What does a rider wear underneath their leathers?
Well, they wear a couple of things. Like they wear a lycra suit, which helps them slide around inside the leathers. But the biggest development in racing in my time from the mid-'80s was this thing here, which is called a back protector. It's pretty much like wearing a helmet on your back. It's got the hard shell, which stops the heat from giving you heat burns if you're sliding down the road. But it's also got built in here, very thin, but a crush zone.
And also, it doesn't bend. So if you were to hit something was to hit you in the back, it protects your spine. Very important. All the racing guys have custom-made suits. They get designed, measured just like we're in a wedding suit or something. So the proper, go to a good motorcycle shop, get a good fitting, and then you'll feel comfortable and look cool.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve.
You're welcome.
Yes, and the Tech Talk segment's presented by Motul and Pirelli on our coverage of the Australian Superbike Championship. It is Super Sport next up. Looking forward to this with no little expectation. Here's Bryony on the grid.
Braden, congratulations. Pole position for this first race. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good at the moment, pretty relaxed, a little bit nervous, but I think that's a good thing. So being on pole position's a pretty good feeling, so it puts me in the best position for this race. So yeah, try and get at the start and see how we go in the race.
Competition, it's so close this weekend.
Yeah, definitely, it's pretty full on out there, so I'm sure it's going to make for some really exciting racing. As I've said, there's only, I think, 1 second within the first 10 or 11 riders, so it's going to be close, and 16 laps is a long time, so I'll just try and be consistent and see if we can be out the front at the end of the race.
All right, fingers crossed.
Thank you.
Appropriate now that we check out the progress point score at the completion of 2 rounds. Ahead of this next race, Elliott leading by just 2 points in advance of the New South Welshman, or his fellow New South Welshman, Kane Burns, and the Victorian Aidan Coote, clear of Mitchell Blair.
Sam, starting off of the front row, you've got clear track ahead of you. What can you do to stop Braden?
Hopefully get a good start and just dart up the inside of him if I can. If not, just try and follow him for the race and try something near the end of it.
It's been so close leading into this first race. Do you expect some tough battles going on between the front few of you?
Yes, I'm expecting there'd be a lot of crazy moves into the first couple of corners, so I just got to be prepared for them and do my best.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, almost race time here at Barbagallo. As the day progresses, conditions are becoming more sunny, clouds starting to burn off. And here's the grid: Elliott, Zampieri, Lambert, Coote, Phyllis, Van Buren, Burns, Coote, Taylor, and Limonton. The top 10, of course. Braden Elliott is the man to beat. He's been absolutely outstanding in season 2015.
Yeah, he certainly has. But there's only 2 points in it between him and Kane Burns at the moment. So Kane Burns, who qualified back down the grid a little bit, a lot of work to do to keep up with Braden Elliott.
Again, great to see so many manufacturers represented here. Suzuki, Triumph, Kawasaki, Yamaha. To name just some, we are set for a start. Watch Elliott, right-hand side of screen, machine number 51, and he got the whole shot as the field got underway here at Barbagallo Raceway, a 16-lap journey, and he leads clearly, running through the first couple of turns.
Sam Lambert on the Triumph as well. Great start by him. He's had a bit of a rough run at the start of this year, but he's certainly making up for that now with a brilliant start here at Wanneroo. That Triumph should suit this track. A lot of torque off the turns from its 3-cylinder 675 engine.
I was about to ask you its best characteristics, and you've explained it beautifully. So Lambert from the Northern Territory, bike 17 in second. Meanwhile, we are on board with Kane Burns, the New South Welshman, who's had a very consistent series thus far.
Yeah, he has, but he's not where he wants to be at the moment. There's too many bikes in his onboard shot in front of him. He needs to be somewhere up the front near his the guy that... Oh, Lambert with a bit of a moment there with Braden Elliott up in front.
It's unbelievable how twitchy the rear end of the bike's become under heavy braking. Aidan Coote in 66 running prominently up on the inside of the Triumph.
I just saw a flash of Alex Phyllis as well on his Kawasaki there. He wants to try and get past and join the race for the lead at the front.
That is a great shot for Yamaha.
Yamaha, of course, the R6, that used to be the bike to be on here in this championship, but now it's still very, very competitive, but it's good to see all of the manufacturers involved and all of them capable of winning races.
Steve, competitive is the key word when you talk about super sport. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, it's a mighty formula.
Look at Lambert, how close do you like it? Up over the crest. Doesn't get any closer than that. Now we're going to see an shot down hard in the brakes. But look at the man out in front, Braden Elliott. How smooth and consistent is he? He's not putting a foot wrong.
No, he's perfect. And you can see that Triumph there shifting beneath the rider. And Coot has a look on the inside, but Sam Lambert slams the door shut. Terrific racing from positions 3 through to 8. They're separated by literally nothing. You can see how close they're running together on the racetrack. A little bit of paint swapping going on, Steve.
Yeah, it looks like it in the back there, but Aidan Coote, that's not where you need to be, my friend. He's had an off in turn 4 by the look of that.
At least he's still got it upright.
Oh, there's another rider in the background there too. So Aidan Coote with some sort of problem that's sent him off track. So those boys in 3rd through to 8th, as you said, getting a little bit too close at some point.
So Lambert is still in 2nd for Suzuki. We check out the head-on angle of the race start. And it was all Elliott. Now the onboard from Aidan Coote's machine. This will look good. Bit of traffic congestion.
Yeah, there's... that's pretty tight, isn't it? There's Kane Burns. Burns got a good start, but then got chewed up on the Suzuki. But Braden Elliott, once again, out front. You know, I was here at Barbagallo quite a few years ago, and I did see a Suzuki with a young guy called Mark Willis, who ended up going to race in MotoGP, believe it or not. Mark Willis also performing well on the Suzuki, so good to see Braden Elliott in his footsteps.
Back on board with Kane Burns. Alex Phillips is having a good race so far. He runs in 3rd position on the Kawasaki ZX6R. Ryan Taylor is 4th on machine 52.
Yeah, Ryan Taylor, he's a bit of a slow starter. There he is. He's a bit of a slow starter, but once he winds up, he certainly gets going, and a bit of rear action there coming out of the bowl from his Yamaha. But once again, he's doing those lap times and catching the guys up in front, but he's left himself with a little bit too much work to catch up to the likes of Braden Elliott out the front. He needs to get better starts.
Yeah, Taylor riding the Yamaha YZF-R. That's going back a few years.
Yeah, they've had that model out for a while now, but it's still an awfully competitive machine. There it is. And, of course, the Victorian-based lad made his way over here to race in the Australian Championship. And I'll tell you what, would he want to be anywhere else this weekend? No. This is where he wants to be.
Well, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else this weekend. I understand how he feels. Kane Burns, we're looking at. Orange bike.
There's only one place Kane Burns wants to be, and that's about 100 metres further forward than where he is now, because he'd be dicing with the man leading the championship. Remember, this man, Kane Burns, is only 2 points off the lead of the championship. That will change if the results remain the same at the end of this race.
Burns on the Suzuki GSXR, discovered in some ways by Wayne Gardner, rode with Wayne's son Remy in dirt track before making the transition to road racing, and he's making a really good fist of things. Back onto pit straight here at Barbagallo Raceway. Our highlights continue, and Braden Elliott, he hails from Tumut in country New South Wales. It's a family effort, but he's got some very good people in his corner. Yeah, he has. He's got Sean Giles helping him out, and also Phil Tainton, of course. Phil Tainton, when the Suzuki team was running professionally in Australia, he was the team manager. So he's got 2 very, very good people in his corner. But I take my hat off to him. They're doing everything right, and he has adapted to road racing superbly. Very, very quick. Hardly ever makes a mistake. But when he does make a mistake, he seems to be able to recuperate from it and get the job done. Down the hill he charges, sets up for the right-hander. Nice and smooth as always. Power slides onto pit straight here at Barbagallo. And you can see, not that far away is Sam Lambert on the 17 machine. Next rider through is Alex Phillips. So again, another example of competitive super sport racing. Oh, you can see the Triumph getting a little twitchy again. He's giving it everything, Sam Lambert.
Yeah, he's really having to ride the wheels off it to do that lap time. And Alex Phillips, it's good to see him having a good weekend here at Barbagallo, especially after last time out in Morgan Park. He had some sort of electrical problem that was holding him back, but now this is the real Alex Phillips. We're getting to see what he can do. If he keeps riding like this, he's going to put that bike on the podium where he belongs to be.
Alex, of course, a second-generation racer.
Yeah, he's got his dad, of course, Robbie Phillips, World Superbike race winner, but probably even more importantly helping him out this weekend, Radar Cullen, who was one of the great technicians of all time that helped out guys in the MotoGP paddock all through his career.
You're looking at 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Phyllis on the black bike. Machine 20 in third. Much improved run from him this weekend, as Steve Martin has just pointed out.
Yeah, not only that, we've got a Suzuki leading, a Triumph second, and a Kawasaki third. Doesn't get any better than that.
That's what we like to see. Here's Coot again on board with him. And Coot is being harassed by Byron Van Buren aboard Machine 21. Love that on-board shot. You are right in the action at home.
Yeah, Byron Van Buren looks up the inside there over the crossover as they head down the hill into the bowl, and he's got a good drive up the inside. Is he going to... Yes, and he does. He goes through.
How good's the on-board shots today?
Pretty scary, I reckon. I wouldn't want to be looking back and seeing that, but awesome on-board shots.
As a former rider, you must see vision like that and think, did I used to do that?
I do. It scares me nowadays. I can't do it. I like riding around the track of my own when no one's around me, but you know, with a bunch of mad teenagers riding 600 super sport bikes, I'd rather be sitting on the couch.
So now we ride with Ryan Taylor, bike 52. Gee, got right off the bike there, didn't he, in preparation for that right-hander?
Yeah, he did, and of course, you know, heading towards the last lap now, you want to keep the bike as upright as possible. The edge grip probably disappearing. It could be a little bit of his style as well. You lean off like that, you don't have to lean the bike over as far. You keep the tyre on the fatter part of the tyre as well. So many different reasons, but that's his style. He's always ridden like that.
So you're saying he's choosing to do more of the work, in this case, to save the bike from doing the work on the tyres?
Well, exactly. The more you lean over, the more edge grip you use. Everybody's got a different way of dealing with that, and that's his way of dealing with it, leaning off as much as he does.
So 1 lap to go for Braden Elliott aboard 51. Tips it through the right-hander. On to pit straight, so he'll see the last lap to go aboard this time round. Wonderful battle, Lambert and Alex Phyllis there side by side. Down pit straight, disputing second position.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting lap for those boys in second and third at the moment. But this guy, if he doesn't make a mistake, and I can't see that happening, he's going to have the race win here. But in the background, Alex Phyllis now looking for way round.
Good stuff, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It's nail-biting stuff. Perhaps down into the bowl. Oh, and he's round the outside. He's got a good drive, but he's on the outside. Difficult. Lambert keeps him wide.
Outstanding racing.
Phyllis needs to tuck up on the inside now, but he's got a bit of a hippy shake coming out of the bowl, and he's lost the drive. The Triumph with the better drive. It's all into the braking into the last turn now. How brave can Alex Phyllis be?
So, Lambert, right-hand side of screen. He'll hold on for second. Phyllis isn't going to get there. On to pit straight. Elliott takes another win. How good is he? Lambert looking over his right shoulder. Oh, there was nothing in it. Across the start-finish line, Lambert got there by a wheel nut to finish runner-up.
Yeah, that was close, wasn't it?
There's the man of the moment, however, Braden Elliott. Lambert, 3.6 seconds away in second. Then Phyllis, Taylor, Burns, Bujoz, Quinn, Twist, Van Buren, and Limerton. The top 10 for Yamaha at the completion of the opening super sport race of the day, and it was an absolute thriller, as we have seen ad nauseum in season 2015. Love this class.
Oh, it's a fantastic class. My heart is still beating after that one.
Braden, congratulations. Pole position to a race win. It looked pretty easy out front. Was it that easy though?
No, it definitely wasn't that easy. 16 laps is a long time out there, and you know, it's getting pretty hot out there, and to be concentrated for them 16 laps and try and be consistent in every single one of them is a pretty difficult thing to do. So I didn't have to push myself ridiculously hard out there. I was lucky to get out away from everyone in the opening lap, and I just tried to maintain that for the rest of the race.
Is there anything that you'll be hoping to improve on for the second race today?
I'll have a chat with the team and see if we can improve the bike setup at all, but there definitely won't be any drastic changes. I really feel like the Suzuki's running great out there, and as I said, to go out there and be able to do 16 consistent laps, these Dunlops are really working well, so I don't think we're going to change too much. I'll just try and get back and cool down and refocus and see if we can do it again.
And now time to check out the Motorcycling Australia event diary. In June, the Yamaha Australian Off-Road Championship Round 7 and the Australian Senior Dirt Track Championship in Gunnedah. Then into July, the Australian Junior Dirt Track Championship at Kempsey, the Motocross Nationals Round 6 at Raymond Terrace, followed by Shepparton hosting round 7. And on July 25 to 26, the Yamaha Australian Off-Road Championship. And don't forget about the Speedway World Championship later in the year.
So it's been 3 or 4 days here that's been very good. I feel it's coming more and more together now. We've been out looking for the dirt a couple of days, backwards and forwards. We have another test tomorrow. So it seems like we got a good race surface finally. They keep saying that they're going to make it the greatest Grand Prix in the world. It's going to be down here, so let's see what they do, and that's good.
We know Speedway is fast, it's exciting, it's colourful. It's an incredible sport to watch live, and what's going to make it is atmosphere. We've got people coming from New Zealand, Hong Kong, Singapore, as well as Europe. We've got a roof that closes, just like in Cardiff. We'll have a very passionate crowd, a knowledgeable crowd, and I think we're just going to have the most fitting finale to the 2015 season that's imaginable.
Obviously with the